everyone. Welcome to Promo Insiders, an ASI Media podcast covering the topics that matter most to the promotional products industry. I'm executive editor Sarah Lewandowski, and today I'm joined by my colleague, fellow executive editor Teresa Hagel, for a special welcome summer edition of the podcast. Today, we're going to talk about fun summer activities, upcoming projects and editorial, tips for leveraging the warm weather for more sales, and we're going to taste test some fun treats we brought. So thanks, Teresa. Happy to have you. How are you?
I'm great. And I love a good taste test episode.
Yes,
Good
we
for
look forward to
these.
these. Yes, that's exactly right. Have you done any? Well, it's been actually, we're in Pennsylvania. It's been really temperate here for early summer-ish. It's late spring, but it's June and it's going to be that summer feel, but it's been like very, very nice out. Have you done anything fun or anything upcoming for the warm weather?
So we always get season passes to Dorney Park, the
Right.
amusement park near us.
Mhm.
Okay, this is how silly I am. I wasn't really paying attention. I have an app that tells you, when it's open and all the good stuff. I didn't look at it, but I was like, we have season passes. I need to go. We need to just get out like after work one day. So I took Talia, my daughter, at like 5:30 to Dorney Park. But I guess when it's not like full summer, they close at 6. So I was
Oh
like, well, I'm
no.
gonna go. Okay. You get to like the parking thing. I'm like, well, I don't have to pay for parking because I have season passes. And I try to go to the kiosk. There's like nobody there. I'm like, well, I guess I can just go in. And then I parked it. I looked at the app. I was like, oh, it's closing very soon. I was like, we're just gonna go in. We're gonna do it. And we went in and we went on the whip. That old
Oh
fashioned.
yeah.
That's Talia's favorite ride. And we just like stayed on it 6 times in a row because there was nobody else doing it. So we went on that, and then we went on the Tilt-A-Whirl once, and then the park was closing. But it was fun. Like I love like having a season pass. I love like the idea of just being able to go in for a few hours and not have to worry about like making it a whole big day. So I think that during the week they'll start to be open later soon, but because most kids around here are still in school, I think it was last week. It was not actually open late on a Wednesday night or whatever this was. It was like one of those random like last minute decisions, but I think that we'll have a lot of fun going to Dorney Park this summer.
I was thinking about how, it used to be that there were so many little amusement parks. And that would have been like, back in those days, I mean, I'm talking like 80s and earlier, maybe there were so many little parks. And that was such an opportunity for distributors to sell branded merchandise at these places and tickets and signs and sponsored items that they would have on their booths, and there would be so much opportunity. But now it's like in Pennsylvania we have only a few. Like Dorney Park is one of them, that's like a smaller non-chain amusement park. Knoebels is another one, family owned.
Knoebels, yeah,
Like that's
the best.
so like, yeah, it's awesome. And it's like it's not as expensive now. It's like a lot of like Busch Gardens and Six Flags, and Hershey is its own, but that's a really big park.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I was thinking about that this week. I'm like, why don't we have like more of those smaller amusement parks anymore? That would have been in like a local community. The distributor nearby could have had like all of that business, for that park.
I
I don't
think they
know.
probably all just got bought out. There was one, I don't know if it still is around, but it was in Western PA. It was called Kennywood, which was
Oh
a
yeah.
sort of like it was like a Knoebels kind of little park. And that was really fun. I went to that
Yeah.
years ago.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, like you think about like the commemorative cup each year, right? Like
Hmm.
if you want to have the reusable cup, that's a great like promo. It can be branded and it can be like limited edition. Like this is the 2023 version. And then everything in the gift shops, there's so much fun, promo items in there. So yeah, I think I don't know I don't know who gets that business now, but for
Yeah.
sure, like seems like the perfect thing because people want to have that memento from their trip.
Yep. Yeah, actually, speaking of fairs, I went with my mom and my sister. We went to the Devon Horse Show, which is nearby. It's like it's on the main line near Philadelphia. They've had that show since the late 1800s, and it raises money for Bryn Mawr Hospital. It's their big fundraiser every year.
Mhm.
But I mean, talk about like all of the brand and merchandise, the apparel. They had everything from, sweatshirts to caps to bags to the reusable, like those ones that are boxy that you can kind of put like a lot of groceries in, like
Oh
a reusable
yeah,
bag
yeah.
that
Mhm.
sits nicely in your
Yeah.
car. They had, cutting boards. I mean, they had like throws, everything. And it was all,
Right.
the markup was pretty good.
Not just like boxy t-shirts anymore or
Mm-mm.
hoodies.
No,
Um,
yeah, there's a
and the
lot.
other thing I think it's interesting too, like even I've been seeing like barbecue festivals or any kind of like annual festival, if they have a website, more often than not, they'll have like a little merch store attached online, and they'll get like this is the new t-shirt design for, this year's event. Um, so I think there is that still an opportunity for some of these festivals. If you have a festival that's near you
Yep.
and happens every year and has a website, like maybe off season you should be, and they don't have merch yet or don't have like an official merch store, like maybe that's like an opportunity to reach out to them and kind of work something out. Because I think, especially if it's like something that people love to do, like they want those, you want the classic shirt, but you also want like that fun, like this is the 2023 like limited edition thing. Like there's so much. I think there's just so much you can do with that idea, and it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to be a gigantic, you know, venue, but it could just be one of those local festivals that people love and wait for all year long.
Yep.
Like, have you
Exactly.
ever been to? This isn't in the summer, but have you ever been to that Mushroom Fest in Kennett Square?
The Mushroom Capital,
Yeah,
Chester
yeah,
County. I
yeah.
have never been to the Mushroom Festival, but I've heard of it.
I really want to go to it. I feel like if I ever go, I'll be let down. But like I've been wanting to go there for years.
Yep.
But I bet they have a lot of good mushroom merch.
Oh yeah. Can you imagine what that's like? Oh my gosh. Yeah. The Mushroom Capital. Yeah. And it if you go out there, it smells a little like there's
Because
a
they
little
actually have
smell
farms,
out there
right? There's
with the
actual mushroom
mushrooms.
farms. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But it's so clever because I'm sure they were doing, like farming mushrooms forever, but to actually brand it as a mushroom festival and become this thing. Or they have, like, what do they have around, like nearby where I live? They have like the Shad Fest or
Yep.
like Chicken Fest or any of those kinds of things that can play off of local, like farming things that they have. Or like, I think we have, because we're in Bethlehem, we have the Peeps Fest because
Mm-hmm.
we have the Just Born company that makes Peeps. So like for New Year's, they do like the Peeps drop. They drop a giant peep. Um,
Wow.
I don't know. There's just like, I just feel like there's so many, if you get like really immersed in your community, there's so many options for you. There's so much ideas that can be played off of.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, so we when we're not going to festivals and fairs, we've been busy at ASI Media with some summer packages. So we will soon have our highly anticipated state of the industry coverage coming up. We also have our highly anticipated top 40 lists coming out soon. Teresa, we also got it's our first week with our summer interns. They have arrived. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we always get two interns, or at least we have for the last few years, but we work with the Dow Jones News Fund. Um, and it's a really great program because these students get like a week of training, usually in New York. It depends on, I think with the pandemic, sometimes it's been remote, but they actually train with like, national journalists and learn the ins and outs of business writing. And after that week of training, they come to us. We get to expose them to the industry. They learn about, ASI gives them a lot of great training to learn about like what's a supplier, what's a distributor, what is this industry all about. But then they're actually writing stories for us, doing infographics and videos and like everything that they can kind of come up with. It's a really good exposure to the industry. I always feel like the more people who learn about promo, the better it is for the industry because it is sort of like a hidden gem. It's one of those things that if like not everybody, like everybody of course has plenty of promo, but not everybody thinks about where did that actually come from. So I think getting people knowledge of it is a good thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I
Plus it's
agree.
great to give them, like being able to train up like the next generation of journalists or whatever they end up doing. Like there's something really special about being able to mentor them a little bit and help them kind of find their way.
Yeah, for sure. And how has the promo for the Planet Front been going? Anything new and exciting there?
It's been great. As you know, I guess we had our 1 year anniversary not too long ago
Hmm.
because it was with Earth Day. Like, of course, we planned it for that. But we've added a new do-gooders directory that is sort of a compendium of suppliers and distributors give back programs, the certifications they have, just kind of anything that would be of interest and is related to corporate social responsibility or sustainability. And it's on a list. And I do mention to everybody that it's not actually comprehensive yet, like it's not everybody. And I'm always updating it. Every week I try to add more to it because I know that people are, first of all, everyone's like they're always adding more, programs. So, it has to be kind of like a living document in that sense. And I know I've missed people too. So we're doing our best to have it be as comprehensive as it can be, but it is a work in progress. And if anyone is like upset, like looks at it and is upset that they're not on it, like just reach out to me and I will get you on. It's I want to hear from you. I want to know what needs to be on this list. But yeah, Promo for the Planet has been going good. I know the Power Summit, which will be coming up in the fall, there's actually going to be a sustainability power hour that I'll be hosting that will be all devoted to sustainability issues and talking to people in the industry and experts that are outside the industry, all about like the most pressing sustainability issues.
That's awesome. Fantastic. Great. So let's jump into our taste test. Do you want to go first with your first selection?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay. Let's just start with the weirdest one. So as we all know, I go to my little Grandpa Joe's crazy candy store. So these look like they're bugles, but they're not from the US. And they are like crawfish flavored, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't, like I can't read the language, but it has a little picture of a crawfish. I love a bugle, a regular one. I've never had it. It looks like a regular bugle, maybe a little pinkish tinge. Let's see. It's not bad. It's actually a little sweet. Does it really? Is it a crawfish? I don't know if it's a crawfish or a shrimp. Maybe it's a shrimp. Maybe it's a crawfish.
Oh, maybe.
It has a little shrimpy flavor to it. It's like a Swedish shrimpy flavor. Not bad.
Okay, so it's not like totally offensive.
No.
Oh,
I see it.
Great. Fantastic. So I have this, it's like a 4th of July themed, speaking of Hershey's, it's white cream with sprinkles and popping candy inside.
I love popping candy in chocolates. They used to have Oreos that had popping candy in them.
Yep, I remember those.
They were so good.
So these are really like very festive and fun looking. And I'm testing to see if it actually pops.
The red, white, and blue theme.
Mm-hmm. It's popping.
It's popping. I don't really like white chocolate, but they might get me with that popping candy. That might put me over the edge.
It's interesting that you say that because I was just going to say that too. Like white chocolate is not something I pick up. However, this, I don't know if it's like the sprinkles or something inside, but it has a bit of like almost like a confetti cake icing flavor. So it's not that like pure white chocolate flavor. It's like a little bit more cakey. Okay. So I recommend it.
Okay. I was gonna say, because I get very adamant about how white chocolate is not actually chocolate. They shouldn't call it that. Like it's just wrong and it's terrible. That being said, I would try that. It looks good.
It's good. I recommend it.
Okay. Here's my next thing. This is, again, not in our language, but it's from Lay's, and it looks like grapefruit flavored, crispy, crunchy something or other. I don't know. They look like little French fries with like pink dust over them.
Grapefruit French fries?
Well, I don't know what they are.
Grapefruit straws?
Yeah, maybe straws. There's some kind of snacky, chippy thing, but.
Wow.
And they definitely taste like grapefruit.
Really?
That's so weird. It's like crunchy and potatoey, but then it has this like very distinct grapefruit flavor. I'm not sure. I actually kind of like it, but I'm a big grapefruit person. It's so funny. I don't know if you see on there, there's like a little pucker up, like little lips on the.
Oh yeah.
It's an adorable little package. I love seeing the different kinds of flavors that are popular like in other countries, and then we're like,
Yep.
"Oh, why is that good?" But then, some of the things that we have, like people in other countries, like, why is everything ranch flavored? So,
Right.
it's surprising how strong that grapefruit flavor is. Different. Kind of
Wow.
flavoring a little.
Interesting. My sister went to Japan about 4 years ago, and she said you can't believe how many sneaky snacks they have.
Yeah.
It's like it's overwhelming. These places just have bags and bags of these and like you're saying, like you can't read the bag, so you're just like, guess we're gonna try it and see.
Make your best guess, and then try to figure out what the flavor actually is.
Exactly. So I found this isn't real. This was for me. It wasn't really like a summer, although maybe you could argue this is a summer snack. So I found they're Oreo cakes. They're called Cakesters,
Oh,
and they remind me of, in Pennsylvania, they remind me of the whoopie pies,
I was gonna say it's like
which
a whoopie pie.
exactly, which is you could like fry them, throw it in like a fryer, but it's like a
Yeah,
little baby whoopie pie.
that's cute.
And you could like throw it in a fry. This is like a fair kind of food. There's like fried
Does it
Oreos.
have the Oreo logo on the cookie?
It does
Or
not.
does not? Okay.
No. No. No Oreo logo.
Okay.
So you wouldn't know unless someone told you.
Right. Right.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if it tastes like an Oreo. Well, it tastes more like a whoopie pie to me.
Okay.
Yep. Like if you handed this to me, I would think this was just a mini whoopie pie. I would not guess that this was an Oreo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's
Is
good.
I was gonna say, is that a fail or is it just like them branching out?
I think I don't think it's a fail. I think it's a branching out. I would eat this.
Okay. I was gonna say, I mean, like Oreo is one of the companies that just like they'll go all over the place. They'll make anything an Oreo flavor, whether it should be or not. But
Exactly.
it's like
Yeah.
triple stuff. Thin.
Yeah.
It's actually, there was a funny YouTube video I saw where it was like this guy that pretends to be the CEO of companies, and he was pretending to be the CEO of Oreo, whatever the company that is, Nabisco or whatever, and it was just he was doing this commercial for Oreos, and you should look it up because it's very funny. He's just kind of making fun of the idea of how anything can be an Oreo, and they're just like going, and he's like, and his thing was like, it's we've already perfected it. We don't need to do this, guys. What are we doing? Like the Oreo is already a perfect cookie. Like we don't need to like add different flavors or triple stuff or whatever we're doing. It's like it's not necessary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a little
Yep.
profane, but it's worth of you. It's very
Awesome. Yeah, that's so funny.
All right. So my next one, I was thinking summer treats like Jello pudding and all that.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Okay, so this is a Jello pudding cup. It looks like it's similar to like a Reese's cup, actually. I think it says, yeah, he says Jello.
What? Look at that.
Cute.
That's adorable.
I know. So I think it's just like milk chocolate with maybe some kind of pudding center. Okay.
Ooh.
It's good.
Ooh,
Good.
yum. That looks good.
Yeah, it has that creaminess of like a pudding in the middle, but it's not, I don't think it's like, maybe not exactly pudding in there, I'm not sure, but it's tasty.
Nice. Ooh, is that an international snack or is that available here? Well,
I
it
think
was
this
available
is,
here, but
this is a regular one.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Ooh, those look really, just pop some of those. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's good. It's tasty. And it was like four little cups.
Nice.
That was yummy.
Fantastic. Well, continuing with the, I can't believe I got this. Continuing with the brownie theme. I got this, it's Dunkin' iced coffee, but it's brownie batter donut.
Okay. That's like so many things mixed together.
I know.
Coffee.
I'm gonna regret this. I don't think I'm gonna like this. I like black coffee with nothing in
Yeah,
it.
you're not a fancy coffee person. Not well. fancy black coffee, but not any of the frills.
Mm-mm. It says coffee and milk, so
I bet it's very sweet. Too sweet.
yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, that that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, I don't know that I can finish that whole can. It was it was a nice one-time try. But yeah, that was a lot. You have to really like sweet coffee. I mean, I'm a little like I know promo clients like to sometimes put in like that would be maybe you'd include like an iced coffee can in like a bundle that you send home to
Yeah.
people. But coffee is one of those things you have to be careful. Sometimes people don't drink it at all.
Mhm.
They have very specific ways that they like it. It could be a miss.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
say be careful with sending out coffee because it's and
You're
it,
almost,
people are getting
you
away
might
from
be
it now.
better off with just sending like the bag of coffee
Yep,
and some like coffee mugs or like accessories to go with it. Like don't presume that you will know what their flavor is.
exactly. Yep, bingo, bingo.
Because I love like lattes that have flavor, but
Yeah,
I don't like when they get too sweet.
no, me neither. Mm-mm,
Yeah,
mm-mm,
it's too much. And
too
like
much.
I don't mind a little bit of sweetness, but it's never just a little bit. It's always way too sweet.
Exactly. Yep.
I have one more,
Okay.
and I think this is another well it's got stuff written in English, but I don't think it's especially American, but it's called a fettuccine gummy lemon. It has an al dente bouncy bite, and it's refreshingly sour. It's lemon flavored. I don't know what it is, but I had to get it. They say they're sour sanded gummy strips. It's a Japanese product. Says
Wow.
it's manufactured by Bourbon Corporation in Kashiwazaki. So it looks just like a little
Wow.
sour
It
gummy.
does. Look how cute that is.
I love that they were called fettuccine.
That's so funny.
It's an al dente bouncy bite.
Oh my
All right,
gosh.
I'm gonna try this. I like it.
It's sour.
hmm
Okay.
Oh my goodness! If you like the Sour Patch Kids or anything like that,
Okay.
it's just like it's got like the sour, sugary kind of coating. It's very tart. It's very lemony, chewy. It's good, but it's one of those candies that you can't eat too much of at a time because it'll like scrape the skin off of, scrape the top of your mouth. Like it'll
Right.
really get you raw. Like, so you gotta like one or two at a time is perfect. But I like it. I like it.
That's great.
Lemon is a very summery flavor to me.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Exactly. Um, so I have one more as well. So this is do you know I grew up on this, the Arizona green tea in those like had like the pagoda on it.
Mhm.
And so I found green tea fruit snacks.
Oh, fun. I love
Yeah.
it.
And I was like, what? And I had to try them. What are they shaped like? They're different shapes.
What
I
color
don't
are
know
they?
what shapes.
Are they green?
They are brown.
Oh,
They are an indeterminate shape.
okay.
I can't figure out what these shapes are, but I'm going to see what they taste like. Ooh, I like them.
Oh.
Yes, they have a refreshing like green tea, like herbal, not weird like a cough drop,
Mhm.
like an herbal kind of aftertaste. Very refreshing.
It's
I
like
like them.
a gummy for grown-ups.
It got me for
But not
grown-ups.
well, okay. Never mind.
Not that kind of gummy, but
Yeah, okay.
kind of looks like them though. They are very good. I highly recommend. Yeah, Arizona green tea is the bomb. Love that stuff.
They didn't pay us to make this podcast
No.
though.
They did not. They did not sponsor this episode. Um, so Yeah, we had talked a little bit a few minutes ago about some ideas, but do you have any kind of, final thoughts about ways to leverage
Yes,
this season with promo?
yes. I was just actually thinking about this.
Hmm.
Um, I like the idea of that, like nostalgia of like summers from your youth and
Hmm.
like the ice cream truck, right? Like, and there's a certain like ice creams that you get, like the Rocket Pops, I think they're called. Like,
Yep.
I feel like you can capitalize on that. It doesn't have to be a literal, popsicle, but like the shape of it, the iconic like red, white, and blue kind of coloring. I just I think I saw like somebody was making like Rocket Pop beer, which
Hmm.
I was gonna try and find for this podcast, but then I kind of flaked out on it. But I just feel like you can take like those ideas, like those things that just say summer to people, or maybe it's like those ice pops that are in like the little plastic tube. I think I saw in promo they have little koozies for those,
Mm-hmm.
like popsicle coolers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you can um just play off of that nostalgia, and like maybe there's some kind of fun, like the ice cream man is coming, um kit that you can send out to people. But uh, I really like that idea. And also summer safety, like let's get
Yeah.
sunscreen, hats, bug
Yep.
repellent, anything like that. I think people, that's so important to people, and why not promote that in a promo item, in a campaign.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's the perpetual challenge with selling these items is that, you're so often distributors are fielding immediate needs among their clients, but it's like sometimes you have to think like a year in advance. Like if you know about a festival that happens every year, it's like after the festival's done this year, approach them about next year and like get the ball rolling then. Because if it's too close to the event, it's going to be hard to clinch that. So I would say just really starting to think like a year in advance, or at least 6 months in advance, about these local, and look like locally, like we were saying, there's
Mhm.
so many opportunities locally. You don't have to be looking out on, like, if we're on the East Coast, looking out to the West Coast for stuff, like
Yeah, and
so much
why
stuff
not?
here.
Why not like volunteer for an event
Yeah,
first? Like then you'll get
totally.
to make the contacts and maybe understand what their pain points actually are.
Yep,
And
exactly.
you they might even approach you once they find out what you're doing. But if
Yep.
you're actually involved in the community, and even if you just attend the event, like you're gonna sort of know, like, hey, I noticed when I was there that there was this line that people were waiting for this particular item. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you actually are making an effort to be there or to volunteer, you're going to be able to give much better um a better pitch to people, because it'll be something that they actually need and want, and it'll help them think about their event in a different way.
Yeah, there was one of the best promos, and it was so like simple, but I thought that's a great idea. There's this event. Actually, it's between us, so it's closer. It's actually, I think, closer to you. It's like an Upper Bucks is in Tinicum. They have an outdoor Fourth of July concert every year. It's called Concert Under the Stars. It's every year. They have it in the big park in Tinicum. And I don't know if they give this to everybody, but I know in kind of the VIP area when you park, it's like we would go with a big group, and it would be like some people were connected on the board of this like local orchestra. And when you went and gave them your tickets at the front, they would give you a flashlight. And it was like, why would we need a flashlight? But then at the end of the event, after the fireworks, they put out lights, but it's dark, and you're trying to gather up your stuff, like your picnic blankets and your chairs and your food and your coolers. You're like, oh, this is why they gave us the flashlights, because now we can use these to make sure we have all our stuff and we didn't leave it on
Yeah,
the grass. And it's like,
genius.
and you still use that flashlight. I keep it in my car. Like,
Yeah,
you still use the flashlight. And it's like just a simple thing like that. It doesn't have to be a huge expensive item, something you can easily give out and
yeah.
distribute. But it came in handy, and then it's something that people will continue to
Yeah,
use, and you get those
I love
impressions.
that. I love that because it's sort of that immediate need of
Yep,
being at the event, but it's something that you would use, beyond it too. So it's like multi-purpose.
absolutely.
Another thing I remember from, I went to like a charity walk, and everybody gets the t-shirts. So it was like a charity walk, but it was for kids, for a campground. And so they also had like fun, like you could do spin art and you could do this. So these were like it was a white shirt with like the logo in black. And all the event organizers had tie-dyed versions. But after the walk,
Oh,
you could tie-dye your shirt. So I
cool.
thought that was really clever because like the tie-dyed, they got ones that were pre-tie-dyed for people that were, working for the event. So it distinguished them from anyone just wearing like the generic shirt, but it also kind of telegraphed, hey, you're going to be able to tie-dye your shirt later. So I just thought
That's
that was a
awesome.
cool, like little distinction. Like whoever thought of that, it was just a little thing, but I think that made all the difference.
Yep. That's great. Well said. Well, thank you, Teresa. I appreciate you joining me today. And for more sales and marketing tips, please head to asscentral.com/news. Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you.